God afternoon, you guys. It is September 4th. God calling, drop those burdens. God Eventide, we walk together. Let's see what God's trying to say to us. God calling, drop the burdens. Our God is our supply. Look to me for all. Rely on me for all. Drop those burdens. And then, singing and free, you can go on your way rejoicing. And encumbered with them, you will fall. You cannot rise above, guys. You cannot continue the path of the God. You cannot make it to heaven if you're encumbered. What encumbers you? Things that are attached to you. What attaches to you? Things that you want to succeed in, right? Things that we want to do. Things that we want to accomplish in this life. If you die with regrets, then you have encumbrance. It's going to be harder for you to get into heaven. So God's saying to give all that up to him, give all of our burdens up to him, and we can live our life on this planet unencumbered, free, light, and in heaven, right? God Eventide, we walk together. Lord, I would walk with thee. See, I set my pace to yours as a loving parent does to that of his child. So there must be much silence in our companionship because you are not yet able to bear all the wonder truth I long to impart. So God's saying right here, if you feel like you're not hearing him enough, right? If you feel like you're not in enough communication with God, number one, pray. That's always the answer. Number one, pray. Always pray. Always try to build that bond with him, right? That's like, you got to give that effort. But God's also saying that it might just be that time, the era that you're in that you don't understand, but you don't need to understand. You just have to have trust and faith. That is at the root. Faith is the beginning of our relationship with God, and then it's not the root. The root is love. The root is a relationship, right? But it is a very, very important part of it. So let's reread that right now. I set my pace to yours as a loving parent does to that of his child. So God's going to slow down or speed up for you, for what you need. So there must be much silence in our companionship because you are not yet able to bear all the wonder truth I long to impart. So God is always going to be 2 steps ahead, right? He's always going to be walking ahead of us. And that's why God's saying that sometimes there's going to be signs because we are not yet ready. We are not capable of fully understanding what is happening, what is in front of us, right? Just like a little kid might ask you a dumb question at the time. To you, it's a dumb question, but to him, it might be something that is so important and vital to their growth, to their development, to their understanding. And to you, it might be a dumb question. You might just say, wait, or because I said so, or, you'll see in a minute, right? Things like that. But though words might find you unresponsive, you cannot fail to grow in my presence, to grow in grace, to grow in understanding. So just as I said, so just because words might be failing you doesn't mean that prayer will, doesn't mean that relationship will, that educating yourself will, that becoming knowledgeable will, right? So in the rest, I promise to those who come to me, you do indeed gain the strength that comes from security in love. So we're talking about security, we're talking about faith, we're talking about that relationship with the Lord, guys. Just because you feel like God isn't talking to you, and he might not be directly speaking to you in the manner that you want, but he's always going to be involved in your life, guys. And sometimes you got to keep going. Sometimes we need to have eras where we just have to solely rely on God and go forward blind, go forward uninhibited as a test of character, as a test of strength, and for us to grow and develop into the person that we need to be. So that once we do get there, once we do get to where we want, we are ready, right? We are properly trained, we are properly tuned. So guys, if you feel like the talk is not talking, then just walk the religion, right? Walk the religion, walk your faith, try to pray to him, right? Grow your understanding, grow your knowledge, all these things, right? Let me read one little line that I saw that I really liked. But though words might find you unresponsive, you cannot fail to grow in my presence, to grow in grace, to grow in understanding, right? Just because you feel like you're not connecting to God in the way that you want doesn't mean that doesn't mean you should stop growing, right? Doesn't mean you should hinder yourself. That's September 4th. I love you guys so much. And with that, I will say amen.